GloucesterCast podcast, a production of Joey Shimataro and Good Morning Gloucester Media. Kick back, relax, and enjoy the show with your host, Joey Shimataro, and his crew of merry castaways. No piping plovers will be intentionally harmed in the production of this podcast.
Now
we're on times.
Whoa.
We're on times.
Whoa.
We haven't been on times for a long time.
Joey doesn't look like Schroeder in the Peanuts, like typing away at the keys.
With a couple F-bombs here and there, you know.
Very relaxed this morning. We have a one-off. We have a Friday morning podcast.
Because you had your bagel.
Very thankful for the bagel. The biggest news of the week, obviously, Jim Dalpier's birthday and Mike Rogers' birthday yesterday.
Yes.
His team promptly served him up a big fat L.
Big L.
Second loss of the season for the O'Malley field hockey team. The wheels are coming off.
And then parking enforcement promptly served him up a parking ticket as well.
Yes.
Parking ticket. Last week, it was
Two things I did not plan on. A
Yeah.
ticket and a loss.
It was the week of Jimmy last week. Everything was coming up Jimmy.
Yeah.
And now it got turned on its ear.
It's those gods.
One
I'm
thing he
telling you.
did have going for him, unlike his mother, who got totally fucked out of her fucking favorite weekend of the year, the Schooner Festival, the daughter or son did not plan something in fucking Ohio or Pennsylvania or upstate New York for them to have to leave Gloucester.
That is true.
So you have that going for you,
Yeah.
which is nice.
I like that you referred to Pat as Jimmy's mother.
Did I say that?
Yeah, you did. But that's okay.
I can't believe that Jimmy's only 69 years old. I mean, it's unbelievable. You do not look 69 to me.
Okay.
I would if for our viewers. Well, you think he does look
I was
69?
going to say 58.
Well, I'm 57, so that's insulting to me. I would say I would say more. I would say
A spry 65, maybe.
I would say no.
Right.
I would say a spry 64, 65
You're
because he gets around pretty good. He's limber.
you're like, Jimmy, you do not look 69, but you do not look anywhere close to my age.
No.
No.
But then I look at myself in the mirror and I say, "What the fuck happened?" Rapidly deteriorated between 52 and 57. Rapid decline.
You go with a lower wattage light bulbs. That helps.
Yeah,
That's what I've done.
we got. There you go.
Well, also on Jimmy's birthday, we did have a visitor, so I want to have a shout out to Abby because she's
Oh,
going to be
yeah.
listening.
Abby.
Thank you for
Good
coming
morning.
to visit, Abby.
Good morning, Abby. Oh, I
And
got
here
to
we are.
do this. And here we are.
Apparently, Abby was the only bright spot of Jimmy's birthday.
It was a bright spot for sure.
It was great to see her.
Well, that's nice. And she's one of your former students.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And Pat said that it was like a family member.
Oh, yeah.
So
Mhm.
there's that. Bob Hofeld is with us. Second time on the podcast. So we will not be going through the Death Row Sub and Death Row Meal with Bob.
Right.
But we are here to talk about one of the greatest events on the North Shore, one of the biggest spectacles up there with the likes of the Bluefin Blowout and the Fiesta, the Greasy Pole, and the same boat races. What do we have coming up on Sunday, Bob?
Well, on Sunday, we have our Manchester Cardboard Boat Regatta. It's a big race out on the Inner Harbor in Manchester, right behind Town Hall next to the Legion. We have 26 boats registered this year. The race starts Sunday at 11 a.m.
It's not too late to register, though.
It is not too late to register. It's absolutely free, and it's a great time. The Legion is such a great host. The town of Manchester is a great host, and we just have it's a ridiculous thing. It's cardboard and duct tape with people inside of it, floating and sinking, and surprisingly doing well.
Yes.
It's just surprising. It's something that shouldn't be able to be done, but it's done.
And this is the 16th year, right?
Yeah, 16 years.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Many times in costume.
I know I'm going to be in a costume.
Tutu?
Pretty close. It's life jacket, light blue shirt. I don't want to divulge too much. I'm going to save it.
Yes.
Blue shirt.
But I'm going to have something tied to my back. It's going to be about 6 feet long. I'm going to be. It's a costume. It's going to be good.
A unicorn.
Somebody said to me the other day, a couple of days ago, 16 years, Bob and Kim, his wife, they started this they live on the Inner Harbor. It started kind of just as a small thing with a few people out of the backyard. And then it moved over to the boat ramp when it started to get a little too big. But it's a lot of work that they put into it every year. And somebody said to me the other day, like, where's your registration? Like, who sponsors? Like, how do they raise money? And I said, you know what? Not everything has to be for money.
Right.
There can just be free, fun stuff sometimes. And so these guys they keep it free. There have been years that they've raised money for Dana-Farber or whatever, just voluntarily, but it costs nothing. And it really is probably the most fun day of the year in Manchester. 4th of July and that day.
Yeah.
And I understand you can, you don't have to come with it built. You can do it right there if you like.
If you're on that Sunday, if you're fast,
Yeah,
you can do
gotta
it
be
there.
pretty
And,
fast,
you might want to bring rubber boots in case you build your boat 5 minutes before. You might not float super well, but I don't know, maybe you can up for the challenge.
Well, one of the, if I'm correct, my memory serves me correctly, there is a award for the most spectacular flame out, right? So
It's the cat ass trophy
right.
for the biggest catastrophe. And boy, I mean, and the thing is, some of them are just fantastic. You see the boat start taking on water, and you see the paddler trying to keep going and prevent that from that inevitability. And you look and you're like, they're not even halfway there, and they're already going down. And the moment that they realize the whole thing is going to end, you can watch them just change gears, stop paddling, put their paddle down, and they go down like a captain of the Titanic right on the front of their boat, and they just accept fate as the ocean swallows them.
I wish I could be there sometime to play taps when that happens on your signal.
Oh, that'd be
Yeah.
great.
Yes.
You
That
would
was
say,
spectacular.
Jimmy, hit it.
Well, one of the greatest sinkers of all time. I mean, he is not only the founder of the event, but typically, like I always say, Bob is like he's such a smart guy, a scientist by education, and then became a builder. Like he could build a boat any day that would kick anybody's ass. But every year he just, to me, this is my perspective, he just builds a boat to have fun. And inevitably we watch him go. He's the guy that just puts down the paddle and we just watch him go. He has fun with it.
It's truly a spectacle. The Legion does a fantastic job supporting it, kind of like because it's right alongside Burgers and Dogs and tremendous Bloody Marys.
Oh yeah,
I mean, really, really good. I know it's a big day for them, and they have. If you haven't been to the Manchester Legion, we think that we have a great place at the Elks with this view of the thing. The Legion has an outdoor deck, so it beats everybody. It beats all of the clubs because no one else has an outdoor deck.
Yeah, waterfront
deck, and you have a front row view. I imagine they're going to have music.
Oh yeah. Pete Hoare and
Pete Hoare, Jeff Small, and Will Kidder. So they usually play after the award ceremony, I guess. And it is looking like not the warmest day of the fall. It's not looking freezing, but it's warm. So they may end up moving that indoors. I don't know. It depends if people want to sit out on the deck. But they'll have the TVs on for football, and it's always a
great take.
And it is all ages. So kids can come
Yep.
and make a boat, or they can make a boat this weekend and come down. And there's a lot of great rivalries that happen, like personal friendly rivalries. And then we were just talking off air about the Manchester Police and Manchester Fire always make boats. And you referenced Jake, Police Chief Jake, just put on Facebook that he was looking for like a refrigerator style cardboard box, which that is great news, Jake, because every year some police officer tries to sit in like a microwave box, and then they don't understand why they don't get very far.
Manchester,
no aerodynamics at all.
That was good. Did they go down the first year with bad buoys?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like, I mean, that
Yeah,
box,
so
he sat in
small.
something this big.
Yeah.
He literally sat in the box and it just like hit the
Yeah.
bottom of the ramp. Like they
Yeah.
couldn't go anywhere.
Is that the shortest? Did anyone like fall apart before they came
Oh, yeah.
in and
Oh,
they're done?
absolutely.
that's
I mean,
great.
it takes a little while. It takes a couple minutes for your cardboard to saturate to actually fall apart. But people get in their boat right on the starting line and immediately, bloop.
Right.
Yeah.
A big issue is they think their boat has to be just keep them out of the water entirely, and they should be kind of lower toward the water because the center of gravity is so high, and you sit on this thing and you capsize, and that's the best.
Yeah.
That is the best. There was one time we had a heat of 3. All 3 boats couldn't get off the starting line.
Yeah.
3 people kept capsizing, riding their boat, kept trying over and over. It was glorious.
It's again. I mean, I liken it to the spectacle of the seine boat races, the greasy pole, because it truly is a spectacle for the ages. It's everything that you want. It's craziness. It's fun. It's visual. It's competitive. It's oh, here we go. Good. And that's Langa right there.
That's me.
And that was in the race versus his betrothed Jamie. And she claims she beat you in this race.
Yeah, she did beat me last year, and she's got a big mouth, so she's not going to fare so well this year.
Oh, so you took it personally after she shit talked you last year.
Yeah.
You took it personally.
I'm going to take her down.
Oh, well, you shouldn't have said that because now
That's not
she
the
knows.
freaky
So
tiki.
now she's going to try hard.
That wasn't a freaky tiki, everybody. That last one.
No, one of the good ones last year was the tribute to Margaritaville.
Oh, the Jimmy Buffett boat.
Jimmy
Yeah.
Buffett boat was a
Yeah.
good
What
one.
was this one? Am I wrong?
Well, that was us. That
Yeah.
that was our big 6. That was a 6-person extravaganza. You can see this is approaching the finish line. We actually made it out around the buoy, and I was in that. Bob was in it. Brian and Becky Solacey,
Kim.
Jamie, Kim. So we had like 6 of us in there. We made it out around the buoy, and we sank after we crossed the finish line.
Yeah.
Like, not only did we sank, we stepped out of the boat and it broke into probably 70 pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was beginning to fail big time.
Yes.
Before we got around that buoy, I watched this boat kind of collapsing, and I saw the sides kind of lowering and water just flooding in. So I'd stop paddling and I'm holding the side up thinking, I wonder how long we got.
There were mixed reports, though, because there were reports, and I may have witnessed some of this myself. We weren't sure if Bob was on the boat with us to float or if he wanted us, because
sabotage.
we felt like he was letting some water, and he claims that he was holding the walls up. But a couple people did say, "Did you see Bob was letting water into the boat?"
Oh, I could have let way more water in. I was doing the best. I kept that boat afloat by keeping that wall up. It was a mistake. We cut the wall down to allow space to put the paddle over it, and that right there,
The water over the dam.
that was it. Yeah, exactly.
The water
It
over
burst
there.
the levees.
Yeah.
Give it unlike totally.
The boat race is like almost like karaoke or a greasy pole to a certain extent, where sometimes the biggest failures are the best.
Yes.
Like, that's sweet. You
Yeah.
don't necessarily want to see all the boats be fast. You want to see
Right.
people get out just deep enough to be over their head and see the boat sink.
How many different categories are there? And
Well, it's
prizes and stuff.
adults and kids
Yeah.
for time. Then you have the Cat Ass Trophy, and then you have Best Design, and I think that's it. I
Mhm.
think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just in looking at this, yeah, that's kind of what it is.
So this is from last year, right here.
Yeah. Last year,
You can see how sophisticated.
exactly. It's all
It
digital,
is.
written by
Oh.
hand.
I love the water stains.
Oh, it's a lot of yeah. But you know, one of the reasons why I brought this is because I want to talk about the thing that I love the most is that I believe this is approaching a physical limit. I believe that you get to a point where it can't go faster. If you're stronger, you have a better boat, you're lighter, you get to the point where it just physically can't go any faster. And if you look at these times, first place last year was Akshay Patel, 42 seconds, 0.85. Second place, less than 1 second later, is Bernie Romanowski, 43.59 seconds.
Wow.
That's less than a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, and then the year before that, first place again was Akshay Patel with 51 seconds in Rambunctious, and second place, 1.15 seconds later, is Bernie Romanowski, 52.15 seconds. The year before that,
very seriously.
first place was Evan Olson, 57.6 with Rockin' and Rollin'. Second place is Oscar with 59.02, which is 1.4 seconds later. I mean,
But let's admit that Evan should have been disqualified because he intentionally T-boned my boat.
He did. But you, Chris, are 1.00.0.
Right, he T-boned me, threw me off course.
Yeah.
I would have won.
And you were only 2.3 seconds after first place.
I know. And that's the problem. I blame that on the Will Martz, the Chris Williams and Lisa Martinez.
They were looking at their stopwatch.
They should have said disqualified.
Yeah.
And, we would have solved a big problem.
That
I would have then been tied for the most winningest cardboard boat captain of all time.
You should have. You're a 4-time champ? You don't have a 5-time jacket?
I think, what's the most time? Is the most 6?
I thought it was
I think
5.
I'm a 5-time champ.
Are you 5?
I think 5 times. And then Johnny Hodges is 6, I think.
Oh, I can't believe
So it's either 5 and 6 or
Wow.
4 and 5.
Okay.
You should have a huge advantage though, because you're so slight.
Yeah, but I'm getting older. So the thing is, like, my boats, I need to take some weight out of my boat. I think that's problem number 1. Problem number 2 is, 10 years ago, I was a little more fit, a little stronger.
Mhm.
You got like people now that are younger, more in shape than I am. I'm not giving up, but I mean, at sometime I just have to become a broadcaster. Like I need to stop, play. Sometimes you have to hang up the cleats.
oars,
and just go sit in the broadcast booth.
Yeah.
People like winners, Chris.
Yeah, so, I know.
So this is interesting. The guy that comes in second, his name is Bernie Romanowski, and I see him all the time behind the Legion. He always puts his boat in. He's a kayaker, and this year we did not he and I, but I did the what's it called, Blackburn Challenge. So I'm at the start, and I'm in a tandem boat, and I kind of pull up to the start when our heat was about to go, and you know the Blackburn Challenge,
Of course. Yeah.
and
It wasn't particularly nice this year for weather, was it?
It was awful. It was
Yeah.
terrible.
Right. That's why they have the spotter boats. So in case anyone
It was awful.
Wait, wasn't there a boat? Was that this year? Wasn't there a boat that broke apart?
Yes, that was this year.
That was this year. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's easy to understand why.
Ugh.
So anyway, I'm at the start and I hear, "Hey, that's the cardboard boat guy." And I look over and it's Bernie Romanowski. And I'm looking at this guy and he's easy to recognize. Tall guy, but he's sitting in a boat, he's got his tattoos on his arms, and we get to talking about this cardboard boat race at the starting line of the Blackburn Challenge.
Wow.
It was pretty fun. It felt like that. I've made it into this class of
the pantheon of
boating competitions. Yeah.
The ultimate would be if we could get somebody to paddle a cardboard boat on the whole Blackburn Challenge.
Oh my God.
a little fiberglass on the
Oh
outside.
my God. That would be ultimately cool.
So some of it's very simple. The rules around what the construction of the boat. You want to go into that a little bit?
Yeah. The boats aren't. The idea is this is supposed to be a difficult idea. It's supposed to be a difficult endeavor. So cardboard, which is not really water, it's not a good idea to use. That's what we're going to use. And duct tape keeps everything together. 3 inches on the seams. Everything's cardboard or duct tape. You can paint it, but you can't waterproof it. And that's it. You got to wear a life jacket.
So you can only use 3 inches of duct tape on the seams. You can't do more than that.
You can't. It can't be over 3 inches on the seams. You can't cover the whole bottom with duct tape, which people have done before.
Of course.
But you get, we'll add a minute to your time or whatever. You're not going to win.
Right.
It's not a big deal. Nobody really cares one way or the other. But you're not going to be walking away with first or second place.
Yeah.
Coveted prize.
Yeah.
I think we talked about this when we did this segment last year. My favorite thing is how this whole thing started, because I was living in Florida at the time, and I was only down there for a year, but Bob and Kim were texting and talking about this event. And Bob's idea was not a cardboard boat race, but it was going to be a giant pumpkin race. And everybody would get like 500, 600, 700-pound pumpkins, and they'd carve them out, and we would race them in the harbor. And we're like, Bob, where the hell do you think people are going to get 800-pound pumpkins? And even if they could, they'd cost them $2,000. Nobody's going to do this race. Yeah, right.
Just to move it.
Forklifts.
Right.
That would be spectacular.
So
I mean, it does line up with the Topsfield Fair, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does
That's right.
Yeah.
kind of line up.
So then it turned into a
More
cardboard boat.
Right. Yeah, that was more accessible. The materials were easier to acquire.
Good morning to Phil Scannell. Good morning, Pat McNally, Carlo Masseri, Linda Jerome Tutman, Laurel Elizabeth St. Clair, Jamie betrothed to Chris Matheson, Paula Ryan O'Brien, Debbie Henningson, and Robert and Annette Spanks, the swingers from the highest STD rate community in the United States at the villages.
I wonder if they have anything with cardboard down there.
I don't know. They might. I do have their they got me that license plate. It's always a beautiful day in the villages, right there. Thanks to the Spanks. And I did order. They specifically ordered a crew neck for the drinking time with the fishing problem.
Mhm.
So I wanted them to know that it is on order. Yeah. So I have that going for me, which is nice. Pat, you have some new items at the store?
I have a couple new items. We'll be at the store today from 11 to 5 and today and tomorrow, 11 to 5, 44 Main Street. And I have a couple of new items. One of them is this door hanger. It's wooden. It's, I think it's about 18 inches across. I should probably measure it. So those are brand new. Also coming soon, taking an idea from Joey.
Wow, a flying puffin.
You'll be seeing another one of my puffins.
Wait, what
The Ethan puffin.
What in the world?
Actually,
Is that gonna be a print?
Actually, Pat,
Note card.
Pat, can you go back to that for a
Wow.
second? Pat,
So-
can you go back to that for a second?
So
Yeah.
Joey, I just want to point out one thing when she goes back to it. Okay, that shadow over there, that's Joey throwing the bird. I just want to let everyone know that Joey is pushing
Wow.
that thing. Get it out.
all right. So I suggested to Pat that she make Gloucester themed holiday note cards. Like, get some mistletoe or get some Christmas ornaments and put them like by the man at the wheel. Or
Yeah.
in there. I had no idea when she said, "Oh, I did some holiday thing there." That's the first I've seen of it. She fucking picked out a weird fucking in-flight puffin and threw a Christmas hat on it, and that's what she came up with. Not exactly what I would have.
Oh, wait,
but
so
who am I to say? And because of the sheer sales of her puffin paraphernalia at the show, puffins not indigenous to here.
Right.
We have a shop on Main Street. She comes into the shop with these puffin images, and I'm like, puffins?
Right.
Not fucking egrets or whatever. Or
I think clovers.
Right, but no, fucking. She has sold more items out of our shop, images of puffins, and it is puffin pillows, puffin puzzles. Like,
Paraphernalia.
you can't fucking put puffins on enough products. So who am I to say that this particular image is not going to be one of the greatest sellers of the holiday season? I mean,
It sells because you don't see puffins in any of the other stores around here.
that's
Yeah.
it. She's unique.
How about giraffes next?
So was the puffin actually wearing that hat?
Yeah.
And what time of year was that taken? Was it taken the last holiday season?
Yeah.
Well, it's very similar to the holiday the Magtoberfest
The Christmas,
car
show in front of.
Where's the image of that? Where
She took it out because I
Oh.
thought we were podcasting again before the show. So
she put it out. All right. So I have a couple of topics that I wanted to. Should I save them for tomorrow? For Sunday? Or should we'll
save them because we're a little thin.
All right, I have one.
But Sunday we're doing the boat race.
Oh,
You're not
well,
having a
that's
proper
true.
podcast.
That's
true.
right.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right, let's talk about this now then. All right. Here's a poll question for our listeners. Which animal do you think has the greatest death wish? And I'm going to give you the three animals: squirrels, rabbits, or deer. And let me preface this by saying I go to work every morning, like I'm on the road around 4:30 going through the road where the golf course is, Moreland Road. And every morning there are deer. I'm 50 yards away, approaching slowly because I see their eyes. And then as I get closer, I see them, and I'm going pretty slow. Inevitably, when I get 10 feet away from them, that's when they decide to bound across the street right in front of my bumper. So deer, and my cousin, when he comes down from Rowley and stuff like that, he says constantly they
Right.
jump out in front of you. So animals that with a death wish, squirrels constantly running out, kind of can't decide which way they want to go
they
stopping.
go back and forth. Yeah.
Rabbits, we're filled with rabbits now. So here's this morning. Right. If I had kept going, they would have, right? And yeah, so anybody have any ideas? Okay, Robert and Annette Spanks, the swingers from the villages, say squirrels.
I agree.
You agree with squirrels?
I agree. It's squirrels.
Because they kind of like to get you say deer caught in the headlights. Squirrels kind of
They stop.
they stop and
They
they
stop.
You got to straddle them
Yeah.
with your wheels.
Yeah.
It's
That's
like,
the move.
man, I hope he doesn't change his mind right around my transmission.
Right.
yeah. So there's that.
Yeah, I'd go with squirrels too.
Vito Ferrari says
Oh,
deer.
interesting. Deer.
Vito Ferrari says
Oh.
deer. I've hit more deer than any other animals. Paul
Wow.
Ryan O'Brien.
Well,
It's
where's
just
she?
Paul. That's because
That's
you aim for them.
That seems like more of a problem with you than the deer.
She tries to get them for me because then she brings me the speedy sauce and we marinate the
She
tail
brings it to me,
straps.
yeah.
Delicious. They're
Yeah.
delicious marinated, by the way. I love them. I've never tried squirrel. Anybody try squirrel?
No.
You've tried squirrel?
Yeah.
Gamey?
My grandfather cooked it in a pressure cooker. It was terrible. It tasted like just poorly cooked food. No spices or anything. Just hot water, pressure cooker. We took
Hot
it out
water.
Not even like garlic or teriyaki sauce that you could mask it a little bit.
on a white plate. I'd cut it with a knife and a little BB would roll out. It was gross.
Where'd you grow up in Appalachia?
Yeah, almost. This was in Idaho. I would spend my
Oh.
summers in Idaho, and I
Okay.
wound up getting a squirrel with a BB gun. And Grandpa's like, "Well, we're cooking it." So we stuck it in a pot, put water in it, put the lid on, crock pot. Later, it winds up on this white porcelain or ceramic plate. Here's a knife and fork, Bobby.
Hey, kill it. You got to eat it.
You
You got to eat it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
when the BB rolled out, and there were a few BBs in it, they were all rusty. It's like, oh, that's weird. It took like an hour for them to rust.
Really?
Yeah, in a
And
pressure
then-
cooker, it took
and
about
then-
an hour.
And then you ate that meat, and your inside's all rusty.
Exactly. I thought BBs were made of copper, but no, they're not. They get rusty.
Peter Tarantino says squirrel is great in zugu. So you put that in the sauce. He says not
Oh.
too bad.
I know.
And what about you, Jim? What's your take?
Squirrel does not taste good.
Have you had squirrel?
No,
Oh.
but I've had a lot of roadkill.
Really?
I've had bear meat, bear. You know the speedies that he's talking about. So I've had bear, I've had deer, I've had raccoon. Somebody had raccoon.
Interesting. Yeah, squirrel seems like they're so small. It seems like it would be a lot
Yeah.
of work to even get a
Yeah, it's
A
like
decent
Cornish-
amount of meat.
It's a Cornish hen. you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, it is. I had it all the way from the neck to the wrists to the ankles. The whole thing laid on the plate, and the plate was like what 12-inch
Spade.
plate, and the whole thing was there.
Oh. What is this? Peter Tarantino says you just have to watch out for the leaded pellets. Yeah, I don't
You
think
don't want to eat those.
You don't want to eat those.
Paula had squirrel gumbo. Squirrel gumbo.
See, there you go. See, that's
Well,
how.
Louisiana, you know.
See, and they probably use the
Yeah.
spices to mask
Oh,
all this
yeah.
stuff. All right, so this was someone has mentioned to me a couple of times, and it's come to me from a few different people. Does the blinking TD bank
Oh my
light
God.
sign. It drives you crazy?
How
Does it drive you
it's
crazy?
been on almost a year.
No, he says it's been 2 years. JD asked, he says it's been 2 years. So I was driving by this morning. I've never even known.
The mic is off while the video's playing, so people aren't hearing you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. Thank you, Pat. So it's a big company, right? TD Bank,
Yeah.
big, huge, and you think that they can fix that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so now the question becomes: has any, because it's corporate, right? It's not like local,
Yeah.
and the people that work there, I don't. Maybe they care. Maybe they're gone by 4 o'clock. They don't realize that it's blinking. And if it was like more of a like hyper local
Well,
business, they like maybe that someone would talk to a manager and get it taken out, fixed care of.
Well, I think it's because people rob banks at night and they're trying to get them to have a seizure before they go in. So,
But it kind of nullifies the alarms,
Oh, that's
Because the alarms will be
right.
flashing lights too.
Right.
Police drive by, the alarms are going off. They're like, that happens every
I
night.
think this is a great opportunity. First of all, I think the fact did JD send that in? That
JD
video?
has to see it.
So that's brilliant. Like, because I see that all the time. I've never thought like I got to take a video of this.
That was me. Oh no, I took the video.
You took the video.
He mentioned it to me, and I'm like, I never really thought about that.
That is great
And
content.
then I was driving. So this morning I get the video of the deer, and then I'm like driving. Did my loop around and see if any boats had already left, and then I go by there, and I'm like, and I actually pulled past the bank, but I recognized the blinking.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is a post.
There's a solution. There's a reason.
Photo sensitive light, dark out, turns on, then has light shut off. Wait.
Yeah. It's like
Say it again.
Yeah. So when it's dark, the light turns on.
Yeah.
And the one next to it turns off. I saw this yesterday at the that rest area between exit 18 and 19. Old school numbers on 128 going north. That Dunkin' Donuts, Burger King.
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Okay.
They had like 15 lights on the outside of it around the perimeter, and they were flashing like Christmas lights, and I loved it. I'm like, this is great. Somebody hacked into the system. But if that's what it is. As one light came on, it became bright, and the other one shut off. And when this one was off, this one was on, and they just kept.
Oh, that makes
dancing.
sense.
So
It
what?
was awesome.
Watch the screen right here, right?
Yeah.
So these look like they're not blinking
yeah.
to us, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Like we're looking at this physically. None of these lights on our control board look like they're blinking, but in the video they look like they're
Right.
blinking.
But it's like a car headlight. If we shot a video in
That's
front
what
of
we
a
keep-
car, the headlights of the car do the same thing. But what I think about this TD Bank thing, this is a great investigative report for Good Morning Gloucester. Now
We're
now
getting down to
we
the
draft
big-
an email and we send it to TD Bank Corporate. You share
See
the
how long
email,
it
you
takes
share it on the blog,
Yeah.
you share their response, and we see if in the next month we can get that light fixed.
All right, you're on it.
No, I'm not.
I thought that this.
Oh,
is
okay. All right. I'll do it. You got to send me the video.
All right, I'll send you the video. All right.
Why don't we do what we always
This is
do?
my
Why
service
don't we do what we
to
always do?
the city of Gloucester.
So
Pat,
Marianne
take care of it.
Swenson also, it drives her crazy. Marianne Swenson says, "Can someone hit it with a pellet gun?" We are not advocating for someone to shoot the TD
The lights
bank
out.
because that'll end up being our fault. So
Why is Jamie unsubscribing?
Because we were
Because
talking
we
about
discussed
eating
yeah.
eating squirrels.
I'm with
and
Jamie,
Oh,
stuff.
by
meat.
the way.
the meats, all the meats. Well, squirrel's not meat. That's like chicken, not meat.
Yeah.
Only steaks meat.
Steaks.
TD Bank, hashtag TD Bank. Pat McNally, hashtag TD Bank. That's interesting. It'll be so. This has been so. It's been going on for 2 years though, and I guess from what people have told me, because I honestly have not. It didn't register. Just like outside our bedroom, when we have crows in our yard, and the crows have always gone crazy, and my wife is screaming about the crows, and until she says anything about them, I don't recognize that they're
Right.
screeching and stuff. But as soon as she says it, like, oh yeah, they're out there and they're making a lot of noise.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not concentrated on it.
Right.
Right.
So there's certain little triggers for people.
It's white
Yeah.
noise
White noise.
until somebody points out it's noise.
Me chewing gum also drives her up a wall. Like, cause I chew,
Me breathing through my mouth.
mouth breather. Yes, yes.
Chewing with my mouth open.
being alive.
Yeah,
Right.
there's that. We got some. So there is. This is file this under. It's alive. We thought that with the summer passing, that fishtails was all but dead.
Wait, what?
But we
Yeah.
just got this came out. This is yesterday. Vinny Orlando, Fishtails Pub is hiring all positions. DM me for details. So just when you think you stick a fork in them, Vinny's coming back. Vinny's had more comebacks
Yeah.
than anyone.
Wow.
He's the comeback kid.
I thought for sure that was gone.
I would have thought that
I'm
too,
excited,
because he
though.
kind of went dark. We were kind of
Yeah.
asking him publicly on the thing.
Yeah.
We weren't hearing anything. So now we got this. It'll be interesting to see what happens at Fishtails.
I think his nickname is 9 Lives.
We should all get jobs there.
I have I have a guess. My guess, and this is not rooted in any kind of inside knowledge. My guess is that he didn't get any kind of licensing going. It would have been like midsummer when all of the help had secured jobs at the seasonal restaurants.
Right.
And now that the seasonal restaurants are closing, maybe now he can get the help to open up. That is complete conjecture on my part. I don't know if that's the case or not, but good luck to Vinny.
And on the opposite end, the one down in Rocky Neck, she's
Oh,
closing.
the rudder?
Oh, the rudder.
The rudder.
Yeah,
She announced.
yeah, we
it.
have a thing for that.
It was out and announced.
Seems that never quite hit its stride.
Yeah, there wasn't
Yeah,
there
that's-
wasn't a continual couldn't count. You know, it's funny.
But all of our restaurants are closing.
Mhm.
I don't know if you saw that. Like it's
Yeah.
number 9 Park. All of even the ones in Boston. So
Yeah, I went there a couple. Honestly, I only went there a couple times in the last couple of years. Both times I went, I had tremendous meals.
that's good.
But there were weeks on end where no one really talked about it. I didn't really know if it was open. There was kind of no buzz about it.
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird. I know there was a lot of Rocky Neck people that said they loved it because not because no one knew about it, but they could go in there and there's like their own little private club. They always could sit at the bar and
Yeah.
get a good drink and stuff like that. So it's sad news there. I advocated there was a licensing board meeting on Thursday, and from what I understand, there was 3 places looking for to get. I think the state issued another year-round liquor license. So
Oh, that's where. Okay, I was
I
wondering.
think
where.
it was.
Okay.
I'm not positive, so I hate to try to project that I know factually something when I don't. But I think in any case, a year-round liquor license became available, and from me jumping on the what are you laughing about? Drew Hale's thing, probably. Okay, let me just get to this. The Lobster, Midori, and Saltwater Grill, all and from my perspective, Saltwater Grill, great place. Midori, great place. We love all of these 3 places, but East Gloucester, because there's like Rocky Neck closes in the winter. Duckworth's is now gone for dining and being able to have a glass of wine. Charlie's Place is great, but it's not a place you can get a drink. I thought that the Lobster would have made sense for the Lobster. Drew Hale says, curious what the lobster prices are. Shopping around the North Shore for the weekend. I need 4 lobsters. That is a shot at me who says, who knows? The last thing I want to talk about is lobsters.
Drew, so only 4. It's not a very big party. Can we all come if we bring our own lobsters? Or
I don't know. Let me see. What else do we have?
so going back to the rudder though, I wonder because didn't Barbara, or at least the restaurant group, didn't they buy that property? I
No.
hope. Oh, they didn't.
That was the guys that owned Salted Cod, I believe, owned it.
On the rudder
and,
as
and,
well.
and leased it to her.
Oh, good. Okay, so hopefully another restaurant goes in there. You want to see something there,
Yeah.
not just turn
my
into
God,
another
Of course I do. Yeah.
condo or
Yeah,
whatever.
of course, you want to see something go there. I was thinking about the places that we lost on East Gloucester. The East Salas and Espressos was originally in East Gloucester Square, not where the Topside was. And then we had the East Gloucester Variety right in the corner, right next to it. And now those are both condos now or residences. Then we lost Duckworth's as a dining place. Barbara Lynch is closed. Madfish is closed. The Lobster is and
breakfast
Downey's
place.
Oyster House,
At the breakfast place there too.
Sailor Stand.
Sailor
Sailor
Stands.
Mm.
Look at that's like
That's closed.
that's a lot. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a lot of loss for East Gloucester. We need.
Yeah.
I mean, especially that lends itself to being a neighborhood pub the way it's designed and everything else. Really, really, really need it. But anyway, it's tough to say because I really like the guy that was at the bartender for years at Bass Rocks that opened up Saltwater Grill. Nice guy, and those that Badori does I think is one of the better places in town for.
Yeah, Saltwater
Chinese
Grill
food.
is great. And Midori's great too. I get more takeout there than anything else, but Saltwater Grill it's a good spot.
Yeah,
I mean, and to take that old friendly spot and not do a major construction project and turn it into what they did. I think they did a great job.
they did do a great job,
Yeah.
and the food's great, and we love going there for lunch in the winters
Yeah.
and stuff like that too.
Mhm.
And pretty soon you're gonna have Lobster Land's gonna close down. When does Lobster
They
Land
close usually the second week in December.
Oh, December. So you still got some time.
Yep.
Because Kate and I were talking about dinner tonight where we were going to go for dinner. And I was like, I don't think I'm going to get out till like 6:30 tonight. I'm like, we'll never get into Lobster Land. Because we had
Friday
such a
night,
good
yeah.
meal there the other day.
Yeah, Lobsterland generally if you're looking to not deal with crowds or waiting, usually by any day of the week, even the weekends, I feel by like 8:00 it's settling down. And the kitchen I think is open till 9.
Yeah, I want to be in bed by then, but I got to go there. Saltwater Jack. Jack is the guy at Saltwater Grill. Any other restaurant news that we're going to report on? I don't think so. Oh, Salty's Bagels. They came up with you have to pre-order for this week, but they have a date. Oh God.
It's early November, probably whatever the first Sunday in November is. I want to say 6th. Is that right?
Well, whatever it is, it's not this weekend.
Correct. It's
So,
November.
so
Third.
if you're thinking about getting your Salty's Bagels this week, you got to go to saltysbagels.com and pre-order because
These
no
bagels
walk-ups this
sell
week.
out. They're
Yeah.
so good.
They were sold out by like 8:30 last week.
So they're taking orders for November.
You really
I
have to
gotta-
plan. If you want a bagel, you have
Yeah.
to plan ahead.
I know today's like the 11th.
They're that good.
I think I'm gonna have a bagel in November. So I should order.
You
it
know
now.
what? I feel like having a bagel in mid-November. I think I'll order it now.
That's good bagel weather. Usually.
I'm not exactly sure what days they're taking them for, but I know that you do it online and they have been selling out.
Wow.
That's
They're only
how-
open one day a week.
Sundays.
On Sundays.
Sunday
Wow.
mornings.
Yep.
It's like how there was must see TV back in the 80s.
Yeah.
There's like must eat bagels on Sunday mornings.
I think I need to have one.
Shout out to our friends and families down in Southwest Florida who seem to have done a lot better than we thought
Right.
they were going to
Yeah.
do with that storm. A lot of people were really depressed thinking about from what the
the
rightfully
news.
so. The news does
Yeah.
the right thing to warn people,
Yep.
and people took the right precautions for the most part, and thankfully it wasn't the complete wipeout of
Yeah.
businesses and restaurants and
Humanity.
homes.
It
Humanity, yeah.
ended up being a lot better than I thought it was going to. I was very nervous for people.
Yeah.
The news suggested it
There's
was
an
going to be
update on the
unbelievable.
bagels.
Okay, walk-ups only. So November 3rd is the day if you're completely averse to going online and reserving your bagels, because you can go online and reserve your bagels. But if you're just one of those people that I am not ordering it online, then November 3rd is your day for salty
Get there
bagels.
early.
to get there early.
Yeah.
Jimmy has something he wants to talk about.
Yeah, I just want to put out there that Halloween is around the corner. My kids were talking about it yesterday when we come back from the game about what costumes and all that stuff. So there's a Halloween costume party over at the MVets, and
Is this
DJ
an
Leo
adult
Francis.
thing or kids too?
This is an adult thing.
Okay.
There's a $10 cover, and it's going to benefit the International Dory Committee.
Oh, great.
So they're going to have DJ Leo Francis raffles and snacks, but it's over at the MVets, and that's going to be open to everybody 7 to 11 p.m. So it's not like
What day?
the 18th, October 18th.
You know how Halloween has completely fallen off as far as like compared to what it used to be. When there was just throngs of kids and everything else.
Mayhem.
And now it has completely just morphed into a reason for young adults and adults to dress really slutty.
Yep.
Which I can endorse that actually.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, it's like to dress slutty and then men dress like women. You get a lot of guys dressed up in dresses, and so it's. But we do start. At least people start putting their Halloween decorations out now in July.
Yeah. Well, at Stop and Shop, they've had Halloween candy out at least. I want to say.
It's been a long time.
It's been a while. Minimum 2 months before the actual holiday, and then. But don't make the mistake I did 2 years ago. I did not buy the Halloween candy because I figured I'd just go on my way home from work, and they were completely out.
Yeah, you do not.
And then I had to buy. I went the complete opposite route. I bought full size candy bars, and I spent $75.
Yeah.
And fucking 3 kids came.
Right, you're gonna get stuck with those things.
Yeah.
You don't want to be stuck with them.
You don't want to be stuck with them. No, you absolutely don't.
Right.
And they were like sitting in a bag, like downstairs.
Yeah.
I think after 3 months, we threw half of them
We
away.
do have one more restaurant update that should be coming up here shortly.
Atlantis Ocean Inn
is going to be closing.
I like that Drew had an update that Tono is open.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Drew is
Thank you.
always right there for Tono. Did you see the video going around of the person buying like the box of Ferrero Rocher, the chocolates that come in the gold wrappers? It's like, and buying them and unwrapping them carefully and getting Brussels sprouts and dipping them in chocolate and then rewrapping them.
That is right. Oh, Pat, I had one other thing. Best thing we ate this week. You didn't put the picture up though.
Which picture?
I did it like the day of. It was like last month, Sunday or Monday. The best thing we ate last week for me, it was that maybe we already posted it. The one from Oak to Ember.
Yeah, I think it was posted. We didn't discuss it on the podcast though.
All right, we're gonna go around. Best. I'll get the image on my end, and then I did send it to you. I'm pretty sure I posted it. We'll go to you first. Best thing you ate this week.
Oh, I had. I'm gonna have it again tonight.
Roasted squirrel.
That was so bad. My grandfather, terrible cook. But the thing that I absolutely love that I have a hard time getting, and that death row thing that we talked about last time, it was a chicken sandwich. But this chicken sandwich that I get at Boo Bird in Manchester is really good. And it's the only thing I get when I go there. And it's something I really look forward to having.
Is it like a Cajun style? Like, is it a spicy chicken? Or is
It's
it
not, but it's a large chicken breast that kind of comes out like wings on the side of this roll. And it's cooked with clean oil. It's fresh chicken breast, great lettuce, tomatoes, and it's got this sauce on it that's good. It's just, I'm getting it tonight.
I like it.
There you go. I tell you, I'm getting close to being the time of year where I get a day off here or there. Love Boo Bird.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I just don't get up there when it's busy season, but got to get there.
Yeah, we should go do. We should
I
do
hope they
another
do
morning there.
I hope they do that holiday. Remember we did.
So Jamie and I were just talking about that. I got to talk to Marianne about that. So I have a couple of things that I want to talk to her about doing there this winter. So
yeah. Well, we got to do the one with the holiday show.
Yeah, that was fun.
No, definitely fun. All right, Pat, I just sent it to you. Did you?
It's coming.
Okay.
Give me 2 seconds.
I just got a notification that the GloucesterCast is 48 minutes ago. So there it is. So this was it was a flour gnocchi, not a potato gnocchi, at Oak to Ember. So I'm going to read to you what it was because it was
That's good.
it was absolutely amazing. It was duck confit, local apples, roasted Brussels sprouts, smoked pecans, sage and brown butter, and Parmigiano Reggiano. And it was phenomenal. And this was a special, but they said they're going to put it on the menu. If it's on the menu when you're there, just order it. Trust me on this. You'll love it.
Gnocchi, so good.
Best thing you ate?
I have to go. I hadn't been in a while. I took a trip to Manchester a couple of days ago and sat at the bar at Bravo, which I think a lot of people probably still don't even know that there's a bar at the one in Manchester. So ordered a few pizzas to take home. And man, every time I have their pizza, it's so good.
They just hit.
Yeah.
All right. How about you, Jimmy?
I must have the really good chef that was there because we all talked about Minglewood smash burgers. It's even he says, it depends on the guy that's back there. It was a great smash burger. It was really crusty on the side and the bacon and the sauce and everything. Now, I know, Ralph, you're listening and you're probably saying right now, no, I made the best one. Jimmy, how can you say that? I hear you, Ralph. But I'm saying this was really, really good.
Do you feel like Jimmy's trying to fire a shot across your bow? Like every week now, his best thing was a smash burger, and he's sort of getting into the analysis of the smash burgers, which used to be your sweet spot.
Listen, when it comes to the Dal Piazzas and food, for me to even acknowledge that would be insulting because they really have Pat's favorite pizzas are those frozen
Ilios.
You can't go by what
Right.
they say because they're from upstate New York, the sticks. They have no culinary palate whatsoever. So for me to
Jimmy's face.
for me to address this, to give this credence, would be
Right.
giving it way too much credit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Okay, Pat. Now,
No,
speaking
wants
of
me to-
speaking of
Now you want
Speaking
me
of
to-
refined palates, tell us.
Yeah.
Well, I treated myself and had a steak at Tono this week. That
oh wow,
Oh,
absolutely perfectly done and out of this world.
Tonos.
Yeah.
She went to Tonos after she went to Kmart.
Yeah, but what do I know?
There you go. There you go. There you have it. I think that's it. So Sunday, cardboard boat races are happening, rain or shine.
rain or shine, you're
Rain
going
or
to be
shine.
broadcasting live. So the Sunday,
The only way I wouldn't be broadcasting is if it's raining out because I can't destroy my equipment.
right? But it's not supposed to rain until the evening.
Okay.
So it's right now it looks good as long as the weather's good. You'll be broadcasting probably starting at 10:30.
10:30. Yeah.
Okay.
We gotta have a Bloody Mary in hand,
Yeah.
and we'll do a little interview with our friends from the Legion, and then we're gonna have you guys on, and hopefully we have I need a co-host. I need.
Yeah, we'll get you.
You
we'll
can't
get
just
you.
leave me.
No. I'll get down there early and set up. So I'll join you for a portion of it, and then I'll find the right people.
All right.
Bob will join
Yeah.
you too.
I'll be there.
Also, Oktoberfest is Sunday,
And,
so
right,
you can
exactly.
easily do both.
You can absolutely easily. What time does the boat races usually wrap up?
It wraps up around 1 o'clock or so.
Perfect time to roll right through Manchester to Magnolia to go to Magtoberfest, which goes through the
Yep.
evening. And they have music there, and
Palm trees.
it's a
Check out the new palm tree display on Lexington Avenue.
it is behind the cars. Jimmy's put a lot of work into making this a really special car show. It's gonna be a good time, right, Jimmy?
Yeah, and we still have room. So I know there's some really great cars around.
Is Frank
Yeah.
Cellino going to be participating?
He always comes in, and he always has some friends coming in, and that's great. And we're and he is inviting people to come on out and everything. So it's anybody that wants to come in. We call it classic because boy, there's a lot of cars out there that are classic.
All right.
Yeah.
I got a few new designs I just wanted to show.
Drew, are you listening?
Drew,
Drew,
only because
Drew, come
Drew's
on.
here. We have the Gloucester Fisherman, and this one here. Oh, you're not gonna get it. I'm not gonna get it. Am I?
You can give it.
Oh,
back.
wait there it is. if I put it right here, you can see Gloucester Fisherman, and this one here is a Flex Fit right there. We have red, white, and blue
Oh wow.
lobster cap
I like that
right
one.
there. Pretty badass right there. With kind of retro thing going on. And I won't go through everything, but we also have these which have the fleece lining for the
These are
ladies.
back.
And the women just love these. And for the men,
Flip it.
I know you just can't even imagine how soft and cozy those are. Inside with the fleece, with the Thirsty Seagull logo. Great gifts.
Perfect for the burglar in your life.
Perfect for the burglar in your life. That's right. Yeah. Well, the label might be the thing. Yeah. So
Oh,
warm.
look at that. You look warm.
They're warm. They're warm. All right. So there you go. We will see you Sunday morning. I'll be there at 10:30. Come get your bloodies. You can join the Legion. They'll have signups at the Legion to join Manchester Legion.
Though you don't have to be a member to be there this Sunday. You can come down for the race. You can go in.
Yep.
You can have drinks, enjoy the live music. You do not have to be a member. It's open to everybody.
And it's a great time. Trust me when I tell you it's a great time. It's a can't miss event. I consider Bluefin Blowout can't miss. I consider Greasy Pole and Same Boat Races can't miss. I consider Schooner Festival can't miss. I consider this can't miss. I think it's very interesting that Jamie Chris has the dog on the phone and not his betrothed. What, is that a tell? Is that a tell, Jimmy? What a nice picture. Did you take that
I
picture?
did.
It's a good job. Nice
Thank
job.
you.
All right. No prize today, Pat?
No prize today.
We have a prize. Hold on. I'm going to get a prize. I've got a prize. I just noticed we have a prize.
So I have no shares. and
We have no
nothing-
shares.
There's no shares.
No shares and nothing to rate hanging.
Okay. Fuck everybody. No one Fuck everybody. No one gets a prize.
Yeah.
There's that. All right.
No
This was gonna be a good one too. This was gonna be good. Pat's gonna be. What time are you gonna be at the shop, Pat?
11 to 5 today and tomorrow.
11 to
Sunday
5.
at Magtoberfest.
All right, there you go. Everybody have a great day, and we will go out with Annie Brobst. See you guys.
Bye.
Podcast, interviews and making all the people laugh. In the oldest seaport of our country's past, out here with the lobsters. Good morning, Gloucester.